How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Master Beer Reviews, back with yet another review. And it is a little bit of wine barrel-aged porterness on today's Master Beer Review in the form of Sante Adarius Rustic Ales, or better known as SARA Brewing's. It is their Black Room Blue Phone wine barrel-aged porter. Yeah, super excited to give it a whirl. For a couple different reasons. I've had a couple SARA beers. I'm not going to repeat the name too long. Everybody knows I'm SARA anyway. I've had a couple of them, but they've always been in lines or at bottle shares that are kind of hectic, and I've never actually sat down and kind of drank one of their beers and kind of sat with it for a while. So I'm super excited to give it a whirl because the beers they kind of do, the kind of wild, kind of rustic, kind of funky kind of beers, are more Belgian influenced, I guess you would say, especially this line, kind of do it for me. So, yeah, super excited to give it a whirl. As far as what it says on this bottle itself, it says Belgian 16E Specialty Ale, which I should have said there was 16E Belgian Specialty Ale. Why 16E? BJCP, the guidelines for judging beer. I think it's a little bit antiquated, especially in today's world with beer, but 16 is the section for French and Belgian beers, and E is the Belgian Specialty Ale section of that, subsect of that. So, so you're talking about a Belgian influence beer. On the side here, it says 7.6%. It says name Black Room Blue Phone. Description: wine barrel aged porter with blueberries. So you get a little blueberry going on there too. Yeah, Sante Adarius Rustic Ales in Capitola, California. And that be that. Label-wise, fucking ballin'. That shit is fucking. This is the shit I like, man. I like super nondescript, classic, just to the point kind of labels, man. I mean, I love art design. You know what I mean? Some of my favorite labels are the Dudiciels of the world, the Maudites of the world. But when you get basic like this, it just fucking works for me. So, yeah. I love it. Put it that way. So you're talking about a wine barrel. Don't know what. It's a porter. I'm assuming we're going to go darker wine on this, but we'll find out. And blueberries. So, let's see. And with the porter, I'm not usually the biggest porter guy in the world, but you're talking about a Belgian porter. The yeast is going to carry a lot with the day there. So, yeah, hopefully this one shows improves. At least I hope it does. I actually picked it up today. That's how excited I am to drink this. A friend of mine, Brandon, I've gotten a couple beers off him in the past. He kind of had some stuff in the cellar. He's not a big Belgian guy, so I was lucky enough to jump on this fucker. Gravity defying creaminess, as you can see, or maybe not. It's weird because it's super creamy and it's pretty dense, sans a couple stragglers, but I can see really deep into the head itself. It's kind of cool, but it also has like a malt ball colored head to it, and she's dark. She's not the darkest beer in the history of mankind. You definitely get color through it on the pour, so it's more just a brown with a bit of murk to it. Not necessarily a bad thing. Gigantic tulip, as she should be with her Belgians. Let's see if we can get a nose on her. Oh, those blueberries are pretty big. Combination of those blueberries, that wine is definitely a darker wine. On the nose, unless it's fooling me with a combination of that blueberry combined with the wine. I wouldn't say super rich, deep red wine, but it's more of a darker wine. I'm getting just nice, rich, robust, sweetened, not super dry or bitter and grape. It could be dry, but I'm getting more of a sweeter kind of wine off this. The blueberries are there, nice, vibrant, and fresh. Not super tart, not like that one blueberry you get that you're like, in a good way, because I like that flavor. But at the same time, it's not that drove of blueberries you get through that are just kind of run-of-the-mill bullshit blueberries either. Kind of got a nice sweetness to it. There's a little bit of tartness to it. It smells like a funky beer, not a sour beer. But at the same time, I think it's just going to be more of a sweet kind of porter with just a touch of acidity to it. It's so beautiful. That's a great nose. This is the shit. This is the shit that really fucking turns me on. I mean, I just want to keep smelling it. It smells like you're smelling. If a blueberry pie had a baby with a non-dry, sweeter red wine on top of subtly roasted malts. That's kind of what I'm getting out of this. And it's pretty fucking fantastic. It's too good. This is the shit I fucking covet. This is the shit I really enjoy. I'm gonna stop talking for a half second and try it. So, cheers. Way more tart, way more sour-esque than I anticipated. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's definitely a porter. That's one of the coolest things about it that come to mind. I just popped my head immediately. It's an actual porter. When you first take a sip, before you even like kind of let it coat the inside of your mouth, you get this kind of like warning of tartness and acidity. Then when you actually kind of like let it kind of envelop your mouth, that's when all the tartness kind of comes through. It's bright, vibrant, tart. It's a combination of that wine, which again, don't think it's a super dark red wine. At the same time, I definitely think it's not even close to light. It's somewhere in the middle. I'm not a huge wine guy, so I can't spout off styles. It's not super dry. You're getting a dryness from it, but I think that's more oak and Belgian yeast driven than the actual like wine itself. So you're getting a bit of dryness from the oak itself, from the Belgian yeast itself. The wine is nice, red wine, but not superly over dry and not superly acidic, but there's enough acidity there. I think is a combination of the wine and the blueberries themselves. It's fruit on top of fruit on top of fruit in an impactful yet at the same time very meaningful way. It's not haphazardly thrown together. The beers throughout the whole thing too. It's not lost. This is still a beer. This is no way wine. This is no way just some sweet and fruited amalgamation fucking monster that seems to find its way into pretty much all fucking fruited beers nowadays. Sours and beers beyond that tend to be just these sugar fruit bombs. This is not it. Even though it is sweet. It's not. I'm not saying it's not sweet, but it's not just fruit just to throw fruit in your face. There's just enough acidity in there to make me kind of, I don't want to use this word scared, but enough acidity in there to make me nervous. Because acidity gives me heartburn, and it gives me a little bit of like, oh, at the same time it's so tasty, it's like every sip is a little bit of like, oh, well, I might pay for this down the line. There's a soft, rich, like quality, and I have a hard time explaining it. Just non-factory made chocolate about it too. The porter comes off definitely. I mean, it's a Belgian beer through and through. The yeast is drying and nice. You're getting that bit of fruitiness I think you're getting from is a combination of the blueberries, the wine, and the fruit esters from the actual Belgian yeast itself. But the porter base is nice, creamy, soft, and there's this underlying super fucking silky chocolatiness to it that is so fucking bonkers silky. It's like imagine the best chocolate you've had, and then one day you actually have really good chocolate. You're like, oh man, you go up to Godiva, and you're like, Godiva's the bomb. And then someone actually gives you a really legit piece of chocolate, and you're like, that Godiva shit is garbage. That's the kind of underlying sweet chocolatey, and it's so gentle underneath the whole thing. It's not even fucking funny. Ugh. The combination of the sweetness, the acidity, the tartness, and that lingering chocolate, because you sip and you just let it go, everything starts to wash away. The acidity slowly just slowly goes away. The blueberries slowly go away. Everything slowly goes away, and when that is, you get that soft chocolate kind of building. I like this beer. I don't know if you can tell. I could sit here and probably talk about it for another fucking hour, because every time I sip it, I just want to pick apart little bits and pieces of it. There's a sprightly kind of vibrant carbonation around it. It's not in your face, though. All this is very meaningful, very purposeful, but at the same time, it's speaking, it's walking softly, it's using kids' gloves. This is not punching you in the face. Sure, the acidity is a little bit jarring, especially if you're not used to that. But all in all, it's a perfect marriage between fruit, malt, and wine, and barrel. The dryness of the wine and the dryness of the barrel, the dryness of the Belgian yeast all complement each other. The fruity esters of the Belgian yeast, the fruit of the blueberry, the fruit of the wine all complement each other. The roasted malt and the chocolate, underlying chocolateness of the roasted malt just gives you that kind of soft, very refined, very regal. That's the word I'm looking for, regal. Kind of cherry cordial, fruited, jammy cordialness that is very soft and very delicate. It's like foil. You know, it's not a piece of metal. It's not tin foil. It's like super flaky foil. It's very gentle in how it's delivering everything, but at the same time, it foil, the way it shines and how vibrant it is. You can't miss it. It's like delicateness with impact at the same time. I'm gonna stop talking. Obviously, you know I like it. You can pick through all the shit I said. Let's talk about it. It's one of the better Belgian beers. Let's just go barrel-aged Belgian beers. Let's go that way. That I've had as of late. Belgian-esque. Belgian style. Because people out there freak out because they're not from Belgium. Yeah, absolutely. This fucking works for me. This is up there with the, although not impactful, as impactful, this is up there with, for me, the Allagash of the world, the Ganache, Allagash Ganache. This is up the dry log of the plagues of the world. This is up there. Not as impactful, different, but just as good in the world. This is where it turns me on in the dark Belgian porter edge of the woods. Value availability. I paid $30 for this. You're talking about this beer. I have no qualms paying $30. I was kind of like $30. Fuck it. I really want to try it. It sounds like it's up my alley. Now I'm like, I hope I can find more of this for $30. Again, some people will squawk at that price point. Not me. To me, this is every cent worth $30. Value availability. Sorry. I don't know. I just never had one before, and I bought it off a friend, so take that for what it's worth. I assume brewery only, and just say if you like what we like this. If you like the beers I mentioned, if you like, the Allagash Ganache, if you like the, the kind of dry log plagues of the world, the Swansea Day beers of the world, those kind of things. If you like Belgian dark beers, porteresque, if you like wine barrel aged beers, if you like beautiful beers, if you like gentle beers, if you like impactful beers, if you like well made beers, if you like regal beers, you'll like this, because that's what this beer is, and it's fucking fantastic. So there you go, another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. If you have any questions, comments, whatever, down there, let me know. If you want to check me out anywhere else on the internet, type my name in Facebook or Instagram and tap Massive Beers. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a beer as good as this one. And hopefully see you next time. Cheers.